It's morphin' time! Mastodon!
With that out of the way, heyo, what's going on? Sherrick here. Excited to be back reviewing something. I think the last thing that I reviewed was either the Red Ranger helmet that's over my shoulder or the Legacy Communicator, which you saw at the top of the video. Love both of those things. They hold a special place not only in my office, but in my heart. I'm really excited to talk about the SuperX Power Rangers SuperSuit. This is wave 1. The Red Ranger, the Black Ranger, the Green Ranger were wave 1. Blue, yellow, and pink are wave 2 to make all 6 Rangers. And I couldn't just let this go sailing off into the atmosphere without jumping at the chance to get one of these. So I'm really excited to tell you what I think about it. I did work with my wife on some notes because she works in fashion, so I wanted to make sure that I just said more than, hey, seems pretty good, because that's how I feel about it. A bit of a spoiler there. But let me talk a little bit about what we thought about how this all turned out. So to start off, I'm going to talk about the hoodie because that's the thing that you can see right now. I would say I think it feels real comfortable. I got the XL size, so obviously your mileage may vary. Check out their size charts on SuperX's website. Starting off, I'm just going to talk about the feel. It feels great. Like I don't want to take it off. If I'm being honest, it is winter where I live at the time of recording this, so it is keeping me nice and warm. I didn't really have a doubt as far as that's concerned. As far as like my overall thoughts on the hoodie, and just speaking just about the hoodie right now, quality is the name of the game with this thing. The hardware, which this particular piece that you can see here, basically the drawstring for the hoodie, nice weight, it's decent quality. It's mostly metal. It's not like it's all metal essentially. It's not plastic, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but like it shows that SuperX was committed to making this hoodie worth the price, which I'll get into that later. The embroidered patches look really, really good. So like for instance, on the back center of the hoodie, like just not back center, like back just around like base of the neck, I'd say there is a patch of the Mastodon, which I just happen to have my morpher here. So the Mastodon coin, it looks really, really good. Obviously they got their files directly from Hasbro, which is the current owner of the Power Rangers franchise. So I just wanted to shout that out. I love that the zip pocket, the zippers are hidden. That's a cool feature. So it keeps it looking nice and clean when the zippers are up. And obviously you have that space to reach in and have like your wallet or what have you hanging out in the front pocket there. The hood is lined, which Steph basically was like, that's a huge quality feature. So it's not just like fabric on one side and then like you're basically having the air or what have you come through it and kind of breeze on your neck there. There's lots of angles and points, which ends up being a lot of complex stitching, and they really nailed it. They really, really nailed how clean it's meant to look. They got the whole, like the diamonds, if you will, like the diamonds that go across the top, into the arms, across the back. They nailed every aspect of that. It looks so good. Specifically where the seams are supposed to meet, they have to meet and do meet in the center back. That is apparently a very, very difficult techniques, and they nailed it. Like I said, it looks gorgeous. On the right hand side, towards the bottom, there's a printed logo right near the hem. It's got the Power Rangers logo there, the original Power Rangers logo. No Saban in sight. It's just the clean Power Rangers logo. Looks good. Looks really, really good. I wonder how it's going to hold up when it's been washed, or if you're stretching it out a bunch. I wonder if it's going to like crack and that kind of stuff. But obviously, there's no way for me to know that right now. so I can't really speak to that, but it looks really good. On the arms, like basically into the wrist areas here, the diamonds that come down to like where the gloves would be, these are pieced fabric. It's not printed, which I'll get into a little bit later, but it looks, like I said, it looks clean. I just hit my microphone. It looks really clean. Again, you can kind of see, I'll either show it here or I'll show it in I'll show it in some B-roll or what have you. But you can really see how like the points get really close. And again, like I said, it's apparently a very difficult technique and they nailed it. For those of you that care about the what it's made out of, it's a 60% poly, 35% cotton, 5% spandex blend. It's very nice and smooth. Even on the inside, it almost feels like a fleece, but it's not fuzzy. It's very like smooth and cool feel. So that's something to note there. It does say that it's designed in the USA, but not exactly where it's made, which can be a little bit of a murky or gray area that allegedly that might not be up to code, but that's a thing just to kind of note. Now to get into the joggers, because I've more or less kind of talked about how I feel about the hoodie, except for like, actually I will say it gives me a nice sense of like armor, if you will. Like there's really clean white stitching that is on the hoodie and the joggers also, but like the hoodie also, where it just feels like you're just like, okay, this looks like it is designed to protect. I don't know, it gives me that feeling. So it's a powerful feeling, which it's Power Rangers, so there you go. Now actually to get into the joggers, the waistband is a really nice elastic. It's got very good retention to it, so it kind of snaps back in. The drawstring isn't stitched in place, which, like, you know, some people will love that, some people will hate it. Obviously keep that in mind when you're washing it. You're probably going to want to, you know, tie it up a little bit so that it doesn't come out. The aglets are branded. The SuperX branding is on the aglets, which they are plastic rather than metal, which, you know, I kind of wish they were metal, but it is what it is. The aglets, by the way, are the things that are on the end of the drawstring that kind of just like keeps them all nice and tidy. If you didn't know, I didn't know, now I know. So there's that. The zippers on the sides are heat sealed on the left hand side. Just like, I'd say like 3/4 of the way down to the knee, you have another embroidered patch with the mastodon. I assume, you know, if you have the other Rangers, it would be their respective coins, so the Red Ranger, Tyrannosaurus, etc., etc. And on the left side, just actually above the pocket, so on the hip side, again, you have a screen printed Power Rangers logo. So there's that. Like I said, the zippers are heat sealed. They also have the SuperX logo in white on them. The pockets are really deep. Like they go from like just about hip level to maybe close to the knee, just about. Like they're just above the knee, I'd say. So that's nice. If you have a lot of stuff that you need to carry with you, it's gonna give you that sense of you can't just fit like a credit card and your keys in it. You could really fit like your full wallet. Makes me excited because I tend to carry a lot of stuff. I carry like a phone and an extra battery and a wallet and keys. So I really feel like I could fit all of that stuff in these pockets and still be comfortable. Like I mentioned, same as the hoodie, the seaming gives that sense of armor. It almost feels like, for those of you who have watched like the original Power Rangers film, how they kind of like, they zhuzhed up the Power Rangers armor. They didn't just go with like the spandex costumes. They kind of gave it a sense of like, oh no, this is protective. It feels like that all the way through, because you can see like paneling and stuff like that looks really good. I mentioned earlier that like the diamond sections towards like the forearm and wrist on the hoodie were pieced fabric. That is not the case on the lower leg, where the diamonds have to occur again to kind of complete that Power Rangers look. So they are actually printed on. It looks fine, but it's not as detailed. I think personally that this is maybe just to keep things stretchy and for movement purposes. But what do you think? You let me know in the comments. The zipper pulls, like I said, logoed plastic, etc., etc. There's actually something that I learned, that there's a thing called a gusset, which basically is a high quality sweatpant feature. So normally when you have a pair of pants, they kind of just like make two tubes and kind of just like stitch them together essentially. With SuperX, they made this gusset, which is like an additional panel that helps keep things flexible and it makes for a better fit. So that's something to keep in mind. Again, quality is the name of the game here. Stitching, again, looks really great on the joggers as well. Something that I want to kind of point out is that you don't necessarily have to get the whole suit. You could either get the joggers or you could get the hoodie or both, which is what I did. I was like, the joggers look great, the hoodie looks great. What better to do than to put them all together and have this lovely item here. So yeah, as far as like any like little nitpicky things, they did send a couple of cards that were like, hey, this is an officially licensed product. They did collaborate with Hasbro, so that's really cool. However, I would have, if I was SuperX, I would have made sure that I put like the number of the item on each of the cards, because I saw that I got 2 cards that said one of 999, which is awesome. And for a second, you're like, man, I got the very first one, until you realize that, like, no, actually, they just sent that out to everybody. So this could be the first one they printed. This could be the 777th one that they printed. You have no way of knowing, which is fine, but it gives you that kind of sense of like, okay, cool, well, this is really a limited edition product, but I kind of wish they would have said like which number specifically, as opposed to just being like, this is one of 999. That's just for me. And again, just like knowing if you care like super hard about where your fabric is coming from for the clothes that you wear and stuff like that. It doesn't quite say like where it comes from. It says that it's designed in the USA. We did a little bit of research. We don't know if that's a thing that they're supposed to do and they didn't, or what have you, but just something to keep in mind. All in all though, like if I was to put this on a system of like 1 to 10, I'd say it's pretty more phenomenal. I'd give it a 9.8. I'm a little bit worried about how it's going to do as far as staying clean, but we'll see, because obviously it is got a lot of white to it, which I knew that going in, so I'm not really dinging SuperX for that, but we'll see like how things handle when it gets washed, stuff like that. They do recommend that you wash it inside out. Cool. Don't dry this thing in the dryer. Hang dry it, excuse me. Make sure that you do that. You probably will regret it if you don't. And then I said I was going to talk about the price. The price was roughly about $210. I think I got it on, they did like a special deal where I think it was like $230 and I got it at $210. So it was $210 for the whole bunch. I think it's worth that price, personally. I'm very happy with how it turned out. There's just like those little nitpicks, like I said, here and there, like this, you know, but ultimately I think it's awesome. If they print more, which I think they should, absolutely. If you're a Power Rangers fan, this feels like a thing that you should definitely own. I had never heard of SuperX prior to this, and now like this is one of my favorite things to wear, so I'm super excited. But more importantly, what do you think about it? Let me know in the comments, like, etc., etc. You have heard that 1,000 times, I'm sure, if you're on YouTube. I appreciate y'all, and I'll check y'all in the next one. Goodbye! Also, I got like the shoes. The shoes are not part of the costume. I got those for Christmas from my wife. They're awesome. And the hat. I mean, I couldn't not just go full on Power Rangers as much as I possibly could. So I hope you liked it.